check one more thing. Okay. So names, or the only name of the deceased and the other victim that was shot will be given to you after, okay? So, okay. Ready? So at about 2 a.m. Sunday morning, two females were coming out of, well, it was either Club Levels or Noah. They're in the same building. And they walked to their car, which was parked on Detroit Avenue, which is off Broad Street. They were on Detroit Avenue. They walked up the street toward Niagara. There they were met by two males. Conversation started. In the meantime, another group of females came out. They walked from Broad Street to Detroit Avenue. They were parked in front of 15 Detroit Avenue. They were outside of their car. They were celebrating 19th birthday, and that was the victim. So, moments later, shots rang out on Detroit Avenue near Niagara. A female, 38-year-old female, was struck several times. Also, the 19-year-old victim was struck in front of 15 Detroit. She later died from her injury. The first female was taken around a hospital into surgery, and from what we understand, non-life-threatening now, but will need further surgery. So, detectives have just started working this case, obviously. Have worked basically around the clock. We have some leads we're going on. This is a tragic weekend for our city. And, we're gonna work hard to solve this crime. We'll take a few questions from me, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Captain O'Hara, who's gonna tell you a little bit more about the investigation, just a bit, and then we're gonna give you a number for community to call us, and if they can help us out with any information that happened.
What is that number?
Sunday morning. He's gonna give it to you in a minute.
All right.
So we need a clarification.
Huh?
Club level 2 close at 1 o'clock in the morning. No one close at 2. I mean, they cannot come out club level because they close at 1.
Yeah, so, like I said either one. Could have been both, could have been open late, that's still part of the investigation, we're still working that out.
What was
Okay.
the relationship between the two females, the 19-year-old and the 38-year-old?
Did not know each other.
Were they at different areas when
Different
they were
areas
shot?
of the street.
Where was the other woman, the 38-year-old?
She was up the street toward Niagara, so farther in from Broad Street.
Where was the gunman's, or where was the person with the gun standing?
Well, we're trying to put it together now, and we're figuring probably up on Niagara, near Niagara, facing Broad, shooting down on Detroit. So the two males, did they play a part of it? In it, we think there is a possibility they were the targets. And these females are definitely just innocent bystanders.
And they were separate? They were not together?
They were not together.
So
Were they both talking to them two males, the two women? Who was
Just-
talking to the two males?
Just the 38-year-old and her friend. And this other group who were with the victim were further down the street, having no contact with them whatsoever.
Roughly the proximity where the two victims hit, do you have a rough estimate of how far the distance was? Just to kind of clarify that we're talking about women within two different sets of groups being hit from what I'm guessing might have been strays or just errant bullets.
I don't know, I'm gonna say a couple 100 feet. Captain O'Hara will give you that in a second. I'm gonna just turn it over to him in 1 second. But this is, you know, a case here where, okay, the nightclub's closed, whether 1 o'clock, whether 2 o'clock. We say is, we want people, nightclub's closed, get in your car and go home. You know, don't hang around the outside of those clubs.
Sounds like
And
you were
these-
trying to do that, though.
And these people who were victims were not bothering anybody. They were just outside talking, and this is what happens. So,
One gunman?
we're not sure yet. We're working on that. So, Captain O'Hara will give you the information, as far as, a number, helpline for us, and I'll turn it over to him now.
Do you want to slide over perhaps, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Have we found microphones? How does that work? Thanks. Great. Appreciate it.
So at around 2 a.m. Sunday morning, police sergeant who was in the area heard the shots being fired, responded quickly to the scene where he was able to find the 2 females that had been shot. People often use that street to park at the nightclub because there's a very small parking lot in the rear. That's why people were on that street at that time. They did not know each other. Each group had no relationship with each other. The 3 girls that were closer to Broad Street were the group that was with the girl who was shot and killed. Further down the road was the other group that was speaking to 2 males. We believe the 2 males could have been the intended target. We're investigating that further now. We're seeking anybody who would have information that was around that night or may have heard anything since then to please call us. Be interested in hearing what they have to say to help with what we have so far to further the investigation.
At this stage, Captain, as far as the shooter, are we looking at this as being a case of somebody pulling out a gun, shooting and running away, or a drive-by? Do we have any idea where the shooter was and where they might have took off?
You know, we can't discuss the exact location of where people were.
What about the
Yeah.
What about the manner then? I mean, was this person out in the street without a car? Was he in a car? Do we know any of that?
We don't know that yet. We're investigating all that stuff.
What's that number?
So Detective Michaels is investigating this. His number is 243-6302. If you could call that number with any information that you may have, we'll follow up with you.
Were each of the victims hit with a single gunshot?
That we can't discuss right now.
Do you know how many shots were fired?
We're gonna keep all those specifics of the investigation.
Are the men being cooperative?
We spoke to them, and we can't discuss what their comments were right now.
Were there any issues inside the nightclub just before this?
We don't know that, so we're still looking into it. But that's really all we can give you for now.
Will these nightclubs have a board of licenses hearing today, or this week, because of this?
No, we're still looking into that. It's still early. Captain O'Hara's guys, like I said, have been working around the clock. And, you know, we have to deal with the main issues first, and we'll look at that, and that'll be part of the investigation, but right now, that'll be it. And that's about it for now, okay? Thank you. Okay.